Martha, when are you coming home?
Sorry, Denise. The meeting I was in went longer than I thought. I'm on my way home right now.
Your meetings are getting longer and longer. And you've been coming home very late recently. Your hungry husband is waiting for you to come back and make dinner. Are you trying to starve him? Feeding him should be your one priority.
I know, but it was a really important meeting. We were talking with another company about collaborating on a new product. I was leading the meeting, so I couldn't slip away, unfortunately.
I don't want to hear any excuses. Don't blame your job for leaving your poor husband on his own. If you're going to treat my son like that, you should think about divorce.
Harry is a grown man. He can figure out things on his own. Especially since he's at home 24/7 while he's looking for work.
Are you talking back to me? No, I wasn't. Sorry. There's a bit of traffic, so I won't be home for a little bit. If you really can't wait, there's some food in the freezer you guys can make until I get back to make dinner. I don't think that would be too hard to do. Excuse me? Are you telling me now I have to make meals for the family? Why should we even bother keeping you around? Useless woman. I demand you divorce my son at once.
Oh, sorry for suggesting that then. I'll be home as soon as I can.
We can't wait any longer. Poor Harry is about to pass out from hunger. We'll just have to go out to eat tonight. We don't need your dinner.
Wait, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know if we can afford that. Plus, I already bought the groceries for tonight's dinner.
I'm appalled by this behavior. I always said my son could do better than you. You're certainly proving me right. I'll be having a long talk with him tonight about you two getting separated.
Hey, honey. Can I talk to you?
What do you want? I'm about to go to bed. Also, why are you texting me? Just come up and talk to me in person. It's a little weird to be texting each other while we're in the same house.
Well, if we talk face to face, your mom's gonna hear. And actually, she's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was wondering if she could, maybe, find her own place to live.
We've talked about this already.
Well, it's giving me a lot of stress having her here. I know we agreed to let her stay here after your dad passed away. It was fine to have her around at first. But now I'm really losing sleep over it. Does she think I'm just a slave? Why does she think I have to do all the chores around the house? Even though I'm working full-time? Plus, for some reason, it's totally out of the question to ask her to lift a finger to help. Not to mention every time she doesn't like something I do. She goes straight to saying, "You don't deserve to be married to my son. I'll see to it that you two get a divorce." The most worrying thing is how much she's spending our money on going out to eat. Or on stupid little purchases. I barely make enough money to put away into savings. So we really can't afford to have her keep up with using our money for things like that. I think I've reached my breaking point.
Like I've said 100 times. We already sold the house she was living in when my dad was around. We can't just kick her out of here. She'll have nowhere to go. She has no income other than her social security checks. She really doesn't have any money, so she has to use ours. She has no one else but us. She's really lonely. Just ignore her if she says anything crazy. Or if she wants to go out to eat every once in a while.
How could I ignore what she's doing? She doesn't even let me eat the food I cook for you and her. I can only eat the leftover scraps once she's finished. Every day the shower is ice cold. Because I'm not allowed to go in until after you and your mom are finished. I think she even shut off the hot water on purpose one time. Do you even know about how she kept me up at night countless times trying to preach to me what a good wife is supposed to be like? In the year she's lived with us, I've lost over 20 pounds. I don't know how much more abuse I can take from her. I put up with it for this long because I know she's your mother. She doesn't treat me like a human being. I can't take it anymore. Please just talk to her about getting an apartment or something. If she tries to refuse, you need to stand up to her. If you don't, I will. I'm about ready to lose my mind.
Alright, enough. I'll mention it to her. Before I do, I want some money for tomorrow. $250 should be enough.
Why? What do you need that much money for?
I need it for gas and tolls. I'm gonna go around looking for jobs tomorrow.
Didn't I just give you gas money the other day? I gave you $100. That should last for at least a month.
I used it all already. 100 wasn't enough for all the driving I was doing. I need $250 now.
I hate to ask. But you're not going to the casino with that money, are you?
Well, I went just for a little while. Literally just a few minutes. Just to put down a few bucks to test my luck.
You have a problem. That's why you were fired from your last job. Have you forgotten already? They caught you at the casino when you should have been working. You cried to me and promised that you'd never set foot into another casino again. And now you're going back on your word. And wasting all the money I gave you for job searching on gambling? You better believe that I'm not going to give you another dollar. If that's what you're planning to do with our money.
Whatever. What I do is my business. Why am I not allowed to blow off a little steam while looking for jobs? You think because you're working you control all the money? You barely make anything. You have no right to say anything about money.
How dare you say that? I'm working because you were an idiot and got fired. I'm working myself to death because you lost your job. I'm the only reason we're still above water. Looking for jobs? All you do is lie around the house. When you do actually go out to look for work, I guess I know what you're really doing. Blowing all our money in the casino. You have the nerve to get mad at me?
Shut up. I'm done talking about this. You think you're so much better than me just because you have a job. I'm going to bed.
I'm not finished talking to you.
Martha.
Hello, Denise. I'm at work right now.
I heard about you complaining to Harry. You yelled at him for not finding a job yet. You tried to sneak behind my back and be nasty to him. What a terrible woman you are.
What?
Harry is in a transitional period of his life right now. Losing his job really hit him hard. And he's taking a while to recover from what happened. You should be by his side comforting him. Not pointing a finger about why he's not employed yet. You're a devil woman. Now I really mean it. It's time for a divorce.
If you're texting me about all of this now, it must mean Harry woke up this morning and told you everything we talked about last night, right? About his job search and everything else I told him that was on my mind. I can't believe him.
You need to listen to me very carefully. You need to be standing by your husband's side in this time of need. He's trying his best to find his next job. Don't agitate him while he's trying so hard.
Yeah. I'll support the little prince in his quest for employment. Like I said, I'm at work right now. Could you make this quick? I'm really busy.
Wow. Look at you. So mature at your fancy job. What's your end game at this job of yours? Do you think you'll really move up the ranks as a woman? At this rate, I'll never get to have any grandchildren. Don't you feel bad for me? You should leave that job. Oh yeah, and also get a divorce.
You're all over the place. What's it gonna take for you to shut up once in a while?
Excuse me? You're crossing the line. Know your place when talking to me. I'm the boss. Get that through your head. If you cross me one more time, I'll make sure you get a divorce.
Sure. I agree.
What?
You heard me right. I'm sick of you and the way you talk to me. Why do I have to support an unemployed deadbeat husband and his freeloading mother? You're a parasite who feeds off the power of verbally abusing me. You and your degenerate gambling addicted offspring. Divorce. Divorce. Is that all you know how to say, you brainless parrot? Divorce, divorce, divorce. Let's not waste another second.
What's wrong with you? You're acting ridiculous. Are you drunk at work or something? Be careful what you say. I'll seriously see to it that you'll get a divorce.
Wow, Denise. You really don't know when to stop pushing people to their limits.
What?
I was your punching bag for way too long. I kept quiet and let you say whatever hurtful things you wanted. But do you really understand the situation you and that man-child are in right now? Do I think a woman like me is gonna move up the ranks in my job? Do you two heathens have any idea who puts food on the table? Do you realize who puts a roof over your head? You're two worthless leeches sucking the life out of me. Who do you think is the only reason you two aren't out living on the streets? Answer me, you hag.
Excuse me? What's gotten into you?
Nothing at all. I'm finally speaking the truth after silently taking your abuse for so long. Why should I have to support a dreadful witch like you? Oh, because when your husband passed away, you said how you wouldn't be able to live on your own? And out of the goodness of my heart, I let you live with us, and I fell for your little act. And in return, you treat me like your slave. I'm just a doormat you walk all over. If you cross me, I'll make sure you get a divorce. Oh, yeah? Do you realize how ludicrous that is? You're a parasite feeding off me to stay alive. You think you have the power to do anything like call for a divorce?
Yeah, I believe I do. It should be obvious that you need to look after family like me.
Wow. Isn't that your worthless son's job? I'm not your daughter. Even if I was, do you think I'd want to care for you after all the torment you put me through? You're lucky you're not my real mother, otherwise I would have stuck you in a nursing home. Or dropped you off on the side of the road.
How rude of you to say that. How dare you say something like that to your mother-in-law? Now, you're the one who's being insulting. You classless thug. You really don't deserve to be married to a man like my son. Like I said, it's time for a divorce. Get out of our lives.
Like I said, you old hag, I want a divorce. Also, I won't be the one who's leaving. It'll be you two slugs.
What?
Maybe you've forgotten, so I'll jog your memory. You know that house you two termites have been squatting in? I bought it way before I made the unfortunate decision to get married. It's my house. My name is on the mortgage.
Is that so?
You didn't know? Can't recall when I told you that when you moved in? A year ago I very clearly and slowly explained that I was the owner of the house. A little early to be getting dementia, don't you think, Denise?
I vaguely remember you saying something like that. But that was so long ago. Of course, I'd forget something from back then.
Doesn't matter if you remember or not. Once me and Harry get a divorce, you both are gonna be out of this house. And I'll happily slam the door behind you when you leave. It is my house, after all. I have no obligation to let anyone else live here. Even my own husband and his nasty mother. Anyway, I'll make sure to have all the divorce papers in order when I come home today. Pack up all your stuff and be ready to move out. Luckily for you, I'm a kind soul. So I'll give you until the end of the day tomorrow to get everything ready. Unfortunately for you, the rest of your stay doesn't come with a meal plan.
Hold your horses. How could you think to move the divorce forward this quickly? Don't you have a conscience? You're going to kick out your husband and poor mother-in-law? I'm not going to let that happen. I'll never approve of the divorce.
Are you insane? You're doing a total 180 from what you've been saying to me all this time. You've mistaken my silence for weakness. Divorce. Divorce. You're just an old, broken record. But the second I'm the one that brings it up, you say you oppose a divorce? You're a child in an old woman's body.
What?
You started this whole thing. Don't you dare try and change your stance. You oppose a divorce? What's that supposed to mean? You think you have any power to stop this? You think this has anything to do with you? Open your eyes and realize where you stand in this situation.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? I was wrong.
You're too late. Giving me that fake apology isn't going to change anything. You've helped me make up my mind. The divorce is final. So make sure you have all your stuff packed up and ready to go by tomorrow. I'll just throw this out there. But you're not getting a penny out of me. Also, don't expect any money out of Harry. He's been unemployed for so long he's got no savings. And probably only has $5 to his name. He's not getting anything from me either. Since I'm so generous, I'll let him take some clothes and a toothbrush. I don't want to literally take the shirt off his back. Anything you'd like to add? Any complaints as usual? I think I've made myself clear. You better be cramming your stuff into a suitcase as we speak. Leave and bring that pathetic son of yours with you.
Please don't rush into anything you're going to regret down the road. You can't just kick us out. We have nowhere else to go. I sold my house already. My social security checks can't support the two of us. Neither of us is working at the moment. So please, find the kindness in your heart.
Oh, I see. It seems that you're in real hot water. Jobless and getting kicked out of the house. So? That's quite the predicament, for you, of course. Not me. At all. Harry has no money and no job. That's not my fault. Maybe he can go back to the casino he loves so much to try and win some money. Why don't you get a job, too? If you're lively enough to bully and abuse me all day long, you're definitely still fit to work. I heard the supermarket was hiring. Why don't you hand in an application?
How could you expect me to work there?
What's the big deal? Are you afraid they'll turn you down? I hope you don't put me down as a reference. It's time to grow up and stop acting like a playground bully. If you need money, you have to get a job. Even you know that, right? You're not a child anymore.
But how did things come to this?
Surely you must know. This is what happens when you try to cross the head of the house. When I arrived home that night, Harry and his mother were on their hands and knees, pleading with me to reconsider my decision. We're sorry for everything, they said, tears streaming down their faces. I responded, if you have time to cry like infants, then you have time to pack. Get moving. For the first time in a while, I cooked for myself and took a hot shower. I locked the door to my bedroom, put in earplugs, and slept like a newborn baby. The next morning, I woke up to find them making breakfast and cleaning the entire house. When I entered the room, they reiterated their plea, please rethink the divorce. I'll never gamble again. I made it very clear to them. If you don't sign these papers and leave my house by the end of the day, I'm taking you two to court. Harry signed the papers with a shaky hand and left with his mother. It felt so satisfying to slam the door behind them. Later that day, I submitted the papers to officially file for the divorce. Finally, I'm free of those two parasites. I had the biggest grin on my face for the rest of the day. I'm no longer anyone's slave. I popped a bottle of champagne and celebrated. I heard through the grapevine that those two applied for low-income housing and government support. They moved into a rundown apartment that looks like it's about to fall apart. Harry tried to find a job, but he couldn't get hired anywhere. His mother constantly berated him for it. You're making your old mother work to support the two of us. They have huge arguments practically every night. I've heard the neighbors have called the cops on them multiple times. I think they're going to get kicked out of that place too. They really are such terrible people. Oh well, at least they have each other.